Hello there, fellow gardeners. Digging is so closely associated with gardening that it's rarely questioned. Turning the soil, loosening it, working it, for many people, it feels almost instinctive. But what if that assumption is wrong? Soil isn't an empty medium that needs constant fixing. It's a living system, shaped by structure, biology, and time. And when that system is disturbed again and again, the effects aren't always visible right away, but they do add up. So instead of asking how to work the soil every season, a different question begins to matter. What happens if we protect what's already working beneath the surface? So, what is no-dig gardening? At its core, no-dig gardening means growing plants without turning or disturbing the soil. There's no seasonal digging, no rotivating, and no attempt to mix soil layers together. Instead, fertility is built from the top. Organic matter, compost, mulch, plant residues, is added to the surface where natural processes gradually incorporated into the soil below. It's not about doing nothing. It's about choosing where to intervene and where not to. If no-dig gardening works so well, why did digging become the standard approach in the first place? Part of the answer is visual. Digging makes soil look loose and productive. It gives immediate feedback, the sense that something has been improved. Historically, digging also helped control weeds and mix in organic matter quickly. And in the short term, those effects can seem useful. The problem is that what feels effective right away doesn't always support soil health over time. Soil is often misunderstood as just a barren anchor for plant roots, and it's commonly assumed that abundant harvests depend mainly on added fertilizers. In reality, soil is a living system. Within it, there are millions of organisms and microorganisms, bacteria along with intricate networks of fungi that work closely with plant roots. Together, they break down organic matter and make nutrients available in forms plants can actually use. These organisms don't live randomly in the soil. Many of them are adapted to very specific conditions. Some require oxygen, while others function best in low oxygen environments. Because of this, soil life naturally organizes itself into layers. Certain organisms thrive closer to the surface where oxygen is abundant. Others belong deeper down where conditions are more stable and less exposed. When soil is left undisturbed, this balance remains intact. But when soil is turned, that organization is disrupted. Organisms adapted to deeper low oxygen conditions are suddenly exposed to air, while organisms that depend on oxygen are buried deeper than they can tolerate. No-dig gardening works because it avoids that disruption. By keeping soil layers intact, it allows entire communities of organisms, not just individual species, to remain where they function best, supporting plant health over time. So, what actually changes when the soil is left undisturbed? One of the most important differences is that improvement becomes cumulative. Soil structure strengthens rather than resets. Organic matter builds gradually. Water moves more evenly through the soil instead of running off or pooling. Over time, the soil becomes easier to work with, not because it's been loosened by force, but because it has developed structure from within. Instead of needing more effort each year, the garden often begins to require less. So, who is no-dig gardening for? It works for vegetable gardens, flower beds, and mixed plantings. It works in small spaces and large ones alike. And it's especially suited to gardeners who value consistency. Gardens that improve quietly without constant correction. No-dig gardening isn't about strict rules or perfection. It's about allowing soil to function as a system rather than treating it as something that needs to be rebuilt again and again. When you look at gardening this way, the question shifts. Instead of asking how to improve soil each season, it becomes, how do we avoid getting in its way? If this way of thinking about soil resonates with you, you'll find more soil-first gardening ideas here on the channel. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring what really thrives, right where you are. Happy roots, happy harvests!